that's wrong. Maybe you might get a cost saving to begin with, but actually over time what you're doing is creating cost that builds up, accrues elsewhere in the public system. So for example, if you're talking about people needing sort of mental health support, what tends to happen is they go from one agency to another agency to another profession to another professional, and they move around the system, and that creates cost, externalities, costs that appear elsewhere in the system. And then they might have a breakdown, the police then have to arrest them, the police aren't able to deal with people that have mental health problems, they put them in a cell for the night, that's not the best place for them, so on and so on and so forth. So we did this piece of work which called Local by Default, which then merged into a campaign called Keep It Local, which is the idea is that if you commission multi-purpose organisations such as this, who maybe have multiple organisations under one roof, that they could get better outcomes for individuals because you have better cost savings and the benefits will be better for that particular individual. People said, well, okay, prove it. So we're now going through a process where we've secured some funding for a program called Keep It Local for Economic Resilience. So it's a very specific focus that we're saying by actually commissioning multi-purpose, small community-based organisations that you can actually improve and strengthen economic resilience within the local economy. So this is our attempt to try to provide some evidence base to something on the face of it that feels it's anecdotal but actually feels sensible and something that we need, that needs to be done. So this is our attempt to try to put some credibility behind this thinking. This piece of work here, Places and Spaces, is really a call to government and other foundations and agencies that put capital funding into community groups. What we're trying to do is raise £1 billion through the dormant assets, so money that resides in was it bank accounts, kind of assets that are unused, to pool all that money together and then to speak to various trusts and foundations and NGOs that have vast amounts of money to come up with a capital fund that then we can provide grant funding for community organisations to buy their buildings. The locality purpose and mission is around the community ownership and management of assets. The problem is if that you are a small community organisation, that you have a relatively modest income and your annual surpluses, your profits are very modest. You're not in a position to be able to buy the asset, secure the asset, the building that you occupy. The idea of this fund is to generate a capital development grant fund, so not a social investment fund, but a grant fund to enable community groups to secure the assets that they are in and then to use them to grow and develop into a multi-purpose organisation like this. So those are the two major kind of policy areas that we're involved in at the moment.